Urgent Cleveland Browns fans. Do not miss this. What just happened? You won't believe this one. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because here, we bring you daily videos with the latest Cleveland Browns updates. And to not miss anything, activate the notifications. Alright, Browns fans, buckle up, because today we're diving deep into a story that has everyone talking across the NFL community. It's about the Cleveland Browns, their quarterback room, and a battle that could define the upcoming season. We're talking about a potential shakeup under center, a quarterback competition brewing that has fans on the edge of their seats. And no, it's not just about Deshaun Watson, although, of course, he's the superstar and the centerpiece of this team's offensive plans. It's about the new faces, the rookies, and the guys fighting for their shot to lead the Browns into what promises to be an exciting season. This story is packed with implications, surprises, and a lot of questions. So, let's get into it. To understand where the Browns are right now, we need to look at their quarterback situation over the past couple of years. Since Cleveland re-entered the league in 1999, the franchise has seen its fair share of quarterback carousel rides. From Tim Couch to Derek Anderson, then the big splash signing of Deshaun Watson last year, it's been a roller coaster. But what really stands out now is that this upcoming season could bring a new chapter, one where the Browns might give opportunity to a young, dynamic quarterback who arrived with a lot of buzz, but also a lot of questions. That quarterback is Shedeur Sanders, the son of the legendary Deion Sanders, and one of the most talked about prospects in the 2025 NFL Draft. Shedeur Sanders, who was taken in the 5th round of the draft, has become the focal point of this quarterback competition even before training camp started. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, 5th round? Isn't that a bit late for someone who was considered a potential first-round pick during the pre-draft process? Absolutely. Sanders was projected as a top-tier talent for much of his college career. He played at Jackson State, where he showcased incredible passing ability, and then transferred to Colorado, where he continued to impress with his arm strength, accuracy, and decision-making. Over his college career, he completed over 70% of his passes for more than 13,000 yards, with 134 touchdowns and only 27 interceptions. That's elite production, and it's why many scouts saw him as a future NFL starter. But the draft process was complicated for Sanders. He experienced a significant slide, falling from a projected early-round pick to the 5th round, which surprised many analysts and fans alike. The Browns, however, saw an opportunity. Cleveland's general manager, Andrew Berry, publicly explained why the team made a move to pick Sanders when they did. Berry highlighted how they felt Sanders was misvalued by the draft market, and that acquiring him at that point was a smart investment. He said, "We felt like it got to a point where he was probably mispriced relative to the draft. Really, the acquisition cost was pretty light, and it's a guy that we think can outproduce his draft slot." That's a bold statement, and it hints that Cleveland isn't just planning to stash Sanders away for the future, they're giving him a real shot this season. Now, let's talk about the current quarterback room in Cleveland because it's quite crowded, and it's not just a simple battle between Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders. The Browns have a veteran in Joe Flacco, who's been around the league for years and has a wealth of experience. Flacco's role is often seen as that of a mentor or a reliable backup, but he's still in the mix. Then, there's Kenny Pickett from the Steelers, who's been mentioned in trade rumors, and Dylan Gabriel, a young quarterback with some promise from the University of Central Florida. But the main focus right now is on Sanders, Watson, Flacco, and a few others fighting for playing time. What makes Sanders particularly intriguing is the fact that he's a rookie with a lot of hype, but also a lot to prove. Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski has been pretty transparent about the competition. He's indicated that Sanders will get an opportunity to compete with the veterans for the starting job. That's a significant statement because, historically, Cleveland has been cautious with young quarterbacks. But Stefanski's words suggest they're willing to give Sanders a real shot, especially considering the team's recent struggles at the position. During camp and preseason, there's been a lot of buzz about Sanders' performances. Reports indicate that he's been impressive during drills, showing poise, strong arm talent, and leadership qualities that have caught the attention of coaches and teammates alike. But of course, the NFL preseason is a small sample size, and the real test comes when the games count. Still, the coaching staff's openness about his chances signals that Sanders isn't just there to sit on the bench or learn behind Deshaun Watson. They're seriously considering giving him a shot to start or at least be the primary backup that can step in when needed. Pause here, just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick, and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now, let's continue with the big reveal. Now, let's discuss Deshaun Watson, the franchise quarterback who's trying to bounce back from a tumultuous first season with Cleveland. Watson, acquired in a blockbuster trade last offseason, was supposed to be the missing piece, an elite quarterback who could elevate this team to playoff contention and beyond. But his first year in Cleveland was marred by inconsistency and some off-field distractions, and it's clear that fans and analysts alike are eager to see him reclaim his top-tier form. Watson's experience, talent, and leadership are undeniable, but there's a sense that the Browns are preparing for all scenarios. If Sanders continues to impress and shows enough during camp, the team might be tempted to give him snaps early on, especially if Watson struggles or if they want to see what the rookie has. What does this mean for the season ahead? Well, for Browns fans, it's both exciting and nerve-wracking. You have a quarterback room that offers a lot of potential, but also uncertainty. The team's offensive line has been bolstered in recent years, and with a strong running game led by Nick Chubb, who, unfortunately, suffered a knee injury last season but is expected to return, you've got the ingredients for a balanced attack. The receiving core is also looking promising, with Amari Cooper, Donovan Peoples-Jones, and some emerging young talent. But the real story remains under center. Will it be Watson, the seasoned veteran trying to regain his dominance? Or could Sanders, the young gunslinger with a chip on his shoulder, seize the moment and become the new face of Cleveland's offense? It's worth noting that the Browns have a rich history of developing quarterbacks and giving young players a chance. Cleveland fans are passionate and patient, but they also demand results. The organization's recent draft strategy, especially this pick of Sanders, signals that they're willing to take calculated risks to find their long-term solution at quarterback. And if Sanders can develop quickly, learn from the veterans, and adapt to NFL defenses, he could surprise everyone. Remember, a fifth-round pick suddenly becoming a starter isn't unprecedented in the NFL, but it takes a combination of talent, opportunity, and a bit of luck. Looking deeper into Sanders' college highlights, it's clear he's got the arm talent and athletic ability to thrive at the next level. His ability to throw on the run, extend plays, and make accurate throws under pressure are some of his standout traits. Plus, his leadership qualities and confidence have been praised by coaches and teammates. If he can translate that to the NFL, Cleveland might have found a hidden gem. The Browns' offensive coordinator has been known to tailor the game plan to maximize a young quarterback's strengths, so we could see a more aggressive, high-tempo offense if Sanders gets the nod. Of course, the path to becoming the starter isn't just about talent. It's also about consistency, decision-making, and mental toughness. The NFL is a different beast from college, and rookies often struggle with the speed of the game. But the Browns organization seems willing to give Sanders that chance, especially if he continues to impress in practice and preseason games. It's a fascinating storyline to follow, especially considering the team's recent history of quarterback instability. Cleveland has been searching for that franchise guy for decades, and perhaps Sanders could be the answer, or at least the beginning of a new chapter. As we look ahead to training camp and preseason, all eyes will be on Sanders. Will he rise to the occasion? Will Stefanski and the coaching staff trust him enough to see the field early in the season? And what about Watson? Will he reclaim his elite form, or will the competition push him to elevate his game even further? These are questions Browns fans are asking right now, and the anticipation is building. The quarterback battle in Cleveland is shaping up to be one of the most intriguing storylines of the NFL offseason, and I promise you, It's only going to get more exciting as we get closer to the regular season. Now, let's talk about some of the other factors that could influence this QB competition. The team's offensive line has been undergoing some adjustments, but historically, Cleveland's front has been solid at protecting the quarterback. If they can keep Watson healthy and give Sanders and the others enough time to develop, we could see some fireworks. The running game, led by Chubb when healthy, adds another layer of complexity for defenses to deal with. The Browns want to be balanced, run and pass, and the quarterback they choose to lead that attack will need to be versatile, confident, and able to handle pressure. And we shouldn't forget the importance of the coaching staff's philosophy. Kevin Stefanski is known for a disciplined, strategic approach that emphasizes smart decision-making. He wants a quarterback who can execute the game plan, minimize mistakes, and lead the team when it matters most. Sanders' college tape shows he has that potential, but he'll need to adapt quickly to NFL defenses. The preseason will be crucial for him to demonstrate that he can handle the pressure, execute under fire, and earn the trust of the coaching staff. This entire situation also highlights how the Browns are thinking long-term. They could have easily gone for an immediate fix, but instead, they took a calculated risk on Sanders, believing that he has the upside to develop into a franchise quarterback. It's a bold move, and one that could pay off big time if Sanders hits his ceiling. Browns fans are known for their resilience and patience, and this season might be the first step in a new era, one where the quarterback position is no longer a question mark, but a strength. In terms of expectations, a lot depends on how quickly Sanders can adapt. If he impresses during camp and preseason, there's a real chance he could start some games early in the season, especially if Watson struggles or gets injured again. On the other hand, if he needs more time, the team will likely lean on Watson's experience and veteran leadership. But either way, Browns fans should be excited. Because this is not just about who starts, this is about the future of Cleveland's offense and the possibility of finally finding their long-sought franchise quarterback. So, as we watch training camp unfold, keep a close eye on Sanders and how he's progressing. Pay attention to what the coaches say during press conferences, and watch those preseason games for signs of promise. It's rare to see a fifth-round pick generate this much buzz so early, and that's what makes this story so compelling. Cleveland has a rich football history, and perhaps this is the moment where they finally turn the page and find their new quarterback of the future. It's an exciting time to be a Browns fan, and I can tell you, the best is yet to come. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this quarterback competition? Do you believe Sanders has what it takes to start this season? Or do you think Deshaun Watson will reclaim his form and lead the team? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Browns organization. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news. We're on the edge of something big, Browns fans, and I can't wait to see how it all unfolds. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Browns!